And it's also damaging what they're learning, man. They hang out after school and deal with Eve, right? Jake like to hang out with Eve all the time. And I'm gonna pull the script in Cyrex soon too, you know.
Unthankful.
Right? Our people are unthankful, right? You know.
Unholy.
Right?
Without natural affection.
Right, so now our people are without natural affection. Now the natural affection of man will be what? To love thy brother as thyself, right? To look out for one another. But now we have become natural brute beasts through these means of communication. Well, now you got pedos out here, LGBTQs out here teaching all manner of doctrine at an early age to our children, right? Hey, sister, you know your nationality? Yeah, I just want to talk to you for a quick second. What's your name? Raven? I like that name. All right, I want to show you something. Can I show you something really quick? Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. Baba Shop. This is gonna be real quick. I know you got a slide. You got things to do. I just want to teach you who you are before you go on about your day. Because if I ask you your nationality, you're gonna say maybe black or African American, right? Right. But I want you to know that that's a doctrine that's taught to you by your oppressors. All right. Check this out.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Now this is Moses speaking to the children of Israel in the wilderness after they left out of Egypt. Are you familiar with that? With the Bible, right? So they were walking and they crossed the Red Sea, right? Read on.
But it shall come to pass,
right,
if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Now the word hearken means to listen. So if you do not listen to the words of God, read on.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statute which I command thee this day.
So what's going to happen if you do not keep the commandments of the Most High God? Read on.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So you will be cursed if you do not keep the commandments of the Most High. All right, now I'm going to read you some curses and I want you to tell me what people this is talking to. All right, in modern day times. Because right here, Moses is speaking to the children of Israel. And we know that the Most High don't change, if you didn't know. Right, now give me verse 54. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. This is one of the curses really quick.
Verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
So now, these men of this nation, which have tender and delicate love for one another, how you doing, brother? How your family doing? Right? Now they have an evil eye towards one another. What does that sound like? Black on black crime. I'm walking down the street and a brother is with his woman, and he like, hey, girl, you look good. Hey, man, what's going on? Or I'm walking past another brother and I'm mean mugging her. Or you're a sister and you walking past another sister and she looking you up and down like, oh, you look better than me or something. Right? We do that as a people because we don't have that tender and delicate love like we used to. Right? The law that we're supposed to be keeping in Leviticus, which tells us to love our brother as we love ourselves. Right? Read on.
And toward the wife of his bosom.
So now, instead of having tender and delicate love for our wives and our women, we say, after all that stuff that we put in in the music industry, right? Why you think that they allow us to push that type of doctrine to keep us at the bottom, right? They don't want us to teach anything uplifting to our people, but rather to degrade our people, right? Read on.
And toward the remnant of his children which he shall lead.
No, he gonna stay and take care of the kids.
Toward the remnant of his children which he shall lead.
He's gonna leave his kids and have his children live a fatherless lifestyle.
And toward the remnant of his children which he shall lead.
That's the curse. So what people deals with fatherless households? Us. We deal with that day in and day out. I even myself at some point, right? Give me verse 68. So now our brothers are hating each other. They're hating their women and they're fatherless. You know.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right? No, what does the word Egypt mean? Exodus 20 and 2 tell you. Bring that out real quick, Bubba Shaw. It says the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Now we just left out of Egypt, right? So the curse is for not keeping my commandments, I'm gonna bring you back into Egypt again. All right, and this time by way of ships. Bring that up.
Exodus chapter 20 verse 2. I am the Lord thy God,
which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of bondage. So that's what the word Egypt means. The Bible tells you that Egypt is the house of bondage. So when we left out of Egypt, we were in great and tremendous bondage. So now we're finna go into great and tremendous bondage again by way of ship. What people went to slavery via ships? Us. The Bible is telling you that we are Hebrew, that we are Israelites. We are the children of Israel. We are the Most High's chosen people, and the Most High loves you. Right? But for not keeping my commandments, you're gonna have to be cursed. It's not that he will for us to be cursed, but due to our ignorance and our disobedience, these things will continue to happen to us. Does that make sense, sister? Right, so what's your nationality? Israelite. You're a Hebrew, you're an Israelite, okay? I want you to remember that, okay? And that we must keep the laws, the statutes, and commandments. I encourage you to read it for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Go throughout this book and first understand that this people is you. Everything in this book that's happening in the past, in the present, and will happen in the future is talking about you, sister.
That's
All right? Have a great day. Now, where was I? Salakia. Back to 2 Timothy. How you doing, brother? You all right? Yep, 2 Timothy. So what we're talking about is through the means of communication, our people are being corrupted, even into the very lifestyles that they live in today, right? The stature that our women walk with, the clothes that they wear, the way that they speak is all being affected by means of communication. And I'm not talking about holy and good communication, but evil, right? You know.
2 Timothy 3, verse 3, without natural affection.
So now we become like natural brute beasts without natural affection. Nowadays, back in the days of old, we cared about our women. We wanted wives. We wanted women that can nurture their families, right? We wanted men that can uphold the stature and lead the household to bring home the money, right? But nowadays, what is going on? Oh man, let me walk the midst of the streets and see what woman I can find so I can smash. Just being real, that's what they do, right? So, and our women, because of our men and the multitude of our men that like to follow that doctrine that is being pushed today, they cling to it now. So they wear things that's more appealing to the man. Less clothes, right? Going to parties, getting drunk, getting hot. These are things that our women do now and that our men do in order to cling to each other. And evil communicational ways, if that's the word. Right? Read on.
Truce breakers.
Right?
False accusers,
Right.
incontent,
Right.
fierce, despisers of those that are good.
Now our people has become despisers of those that are good. So we are trying to the best of our abilities to be good, right? To teach the good doctrine, to teach the gospel, to teach that the kingdom is at hand, right? To teach that our God is actually a so-called black man. To teach that Christ, the image that they push right here on this sign, is not true. That he's not a so-called white man, but that he looks just like you, right? But they won't tell you that in church. They won't tell you the truth. They just gonna tell you, pay your tithes and your offerings. Matter of fact, give me Malachi chapter 3 and verse 8. Read on.
Traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God.
Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. How high can I get? How drunk can I get? Right? How much sex can I have? Right? How much money can I get? Right? These is lovers of pleasures rather than lovers of God, man. And this is what's being pushed in this earth. Read on.
Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof.
I'm a Christian. I go to church. Having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. They really don't want to accept the fact that the Most High is a so-called black man that will get right with you, man. Right? The days is coming, and then the days are ahead of us where judgment will begin. And it says that the judgment must begin in the house of God. And hey, it's telling you where it's gonna start. Right? Read and study to show thyself approved. Right?
From such turn away, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captives silly women laden with sin, led away with diverse lusts.
With many lusts. Led away with diverse lusts, man. That's all it is. You being a part of LGBTQ and homosexuality is nothing but diverse lust. Another man can't actually intimately and sexually love another man. That's just lust, man. That's a very lustful act that you may have learned, and we understand through maybe rape or anything that may have happened throughout your life in the past, right? But now that you understand this truth, the day of respite is here, or the day of repentance is here for you to change, right? You don't continue in it. We're trying to tell you, okay, the way that you're going is wrong. Right? It says in Matthew, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many there be which go in thereat. But straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Right? Telling you what? If you go to the broad path, that's where a lot of people like to go. But it's letting you know that that's the way of destruction. But the narrow and the straight gate is the way that leadeth unto life. But there's only a few that's going to find it, brother. So I need you guys to understand that y'all are Hebrew, that y'all are Israelites, that we must return back to the laws of God, right? And know thyself, man. Read. Read out real quick. I want to touch on a point concerning tithes and offers. Read on.
Malachi chapter 3, verse 8. Will a man rob God?
Now you hear this verse come out a lot in church. Will a man rob God? Right? But the book is telling you, how are you getting robbed? Read on.
Yet ye have robbed me.
Yep.
But yet say, wherein have we robbed thee?
How are we robbing you, man? In what?
In tithes and in offerings.
In what?
In tithes and offerings.
And tithes and in offerings is the way that a lot of our people that go into the Christian church and any other facet of religion is being robbed. It's letting you know. But you won't know that unless you read, right? So it's important for you. This is the reason why they're bringing ATMs into the church now, right? That the collection plate is coming around 2 or 3 times throughout the service, right? Because they want your money. Now, what are they doing with that money? They don't have to pay taxes, right? They're taking that money and keeping it for themselves, which is why your pastor shows up with the Benz and you're showing up with the station wagon. Understand, sister? Right? Hey, thou says. Right? That's it on that, brother. Back to this.
2 Timothy 3:7. Ever learning and never able to come into the knowledge of the truth.
So our people are ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. The truth of what? The knowledge of God. Our people perish through what? Lack of knowledge. Knowledge of what? The knowledge of God. We don't have no knowledge, right? Everybody walking around thinking they know everything. Oh, I got my degree. I got my master's degree. I got my PhD. Well, okay, you're intelligent, but you're not wise. You're intelligent, but you're not wise. Our people have the intelligence to what? To rob a man or to steal. Hey, brother, with the green jacket. Thou said. Keep it moving then. But they don't have the knowledge of the Most High, right? Give me Romans. You holding something?
Yeah, I have
Oh, come on, pick it up.
Psalms.
Sister, with the jean jacket. You know your nationality?
Psalms 119 verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
And thy law is the truth. And that's what our people don't understand is the law, right? When you break the law, there is a consequence. That's just how it works. The law has been since the beginning, right? So if you want to be in homosexuality, then the consequence of breaking that law, which it tells you, man shall not lie with mankind, is you can just receive diverse judgments as far as diseases and viruses, right? These things come about for you breaking the laws. Hey, brother with the green hoodie, you know your nationality? What is it? Come talk to me. It's a girl, which, hey, this is the confusion in Babylon the Great. The confusion. She looks like a man. And that's sad. Give me Romans 1 and 25. You guys have a very beautiful family. Do you guys know your nationality? Y'all are Israelites. Y'all are the Most High's chosen people. We must keep the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability. And I'm here to tell you that the kingdom is at hand, whether you believe it or not. All right? Thou says.
Romans 1 and 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie, and worship and serve the creator more than the creature more than the creator.
Read on.
Who is blessed forever, amen. Right. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections.
Right, because it tell you in Timothy, it's telling you that they are without natural affection. So now the Most High says, all right, you want to do what you want to do, then I'm going to give you up unto vile affections, right? Read on.
For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
Women have changed their natural use into that which is against nature. We just had a sister that just walked by, apparently is a sister, dressed like a man, changing their natural use, and you can tell just by the way of their countenance, right? Their countenance doth witness against them. Isaiah 3:9 real quick. Read it up.
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 9.
Right.
They show their countenance.
The shoe of their countenance.
They shew their countenance doth witness against them.
Right, so the shoe or the show of their countenance doth witness against them. Read on.
And they declare their sin as Sodom, and they hide it not.
So they don't even hide it anymore. There was a point in time where people used to hide that they're homosexuals or lesbians. Right now, Babylon say, hey, you can get married now. It doesn't matter. Do you. Right?
Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
So now evil is your recompense, right? Read on in Romans. Brother, you got any questions, brother? You know your nationality? It's all right if you don't know. I'm going to show you really quick. Is that cool? All right, so you believe in the Bible? You don't? Well, I'm sure going to show you. And it may change it, give you a change of heart, all right? Give me Deuteronomy 11:26. Now, this is Moses, who they say is a so-called white man, but he's not. He's a black man who led the children of Israel, which will be your nationality, out of the land of Egypt. All right. Now we're gonna see what people this is in this book. We say we're black, and that's just the color, right? That's just the color of my hoodie, right? We say we're African American. Well, that comes from 2 European men. So we're like, well, damn, who am I? If we say, oh, well, I'm African, or I'm from Africa, well, what country in Africa? There's hundreds, all right?
Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse.
Right, so Moses said, hey, I set before you this day blessings and curses, right? So this is what we're going to use to depict who is the children of Israel today.
A blessing, if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your God, which I commanded you this day.
Right.
And a curse, if ye will not obey the commandments of the Lord your God, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day to go after other gods which ye have not known.
Which ye have not known. All right, now check this out, brother. Deuteronomy 28:15.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statute which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So all this saying in layman's terms is if you do not keep the commandments, then you will be cursed. All right, we're going to read you a list of curses, and I want you to tell me what people this is talking about, all right? Give me Deuteronomy, give me verse 16, that's cool. Verse 16.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
How are our living conditions in the city? We live at, hey, we on the bottom. The streets are poor, are dirty, right? Our people are homeless, and we're living under bridges. They call it the ghetto. Now, if we actually look into that term, the definition of ghetto is where the Jews reside. Why is that? Because we are the real Jews, is what they're trying to inadvertently tell you. You know.
Cursed shall be thy basket and
Salaki, I'm going to touch on the point. Salaki, it says, cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field. How are we cursed in the city, brother? I mean, in the field, brother. Yeah, how were we cursed in the field? Well, we ain't have no choice, right? They brought us over here on slave ships, and they told us to work in these cotton fields, right? In these bamboo fields and so on and so forth. That's a curse that was put on the children of Israel.